Another exciting Sun Belt Conference game. Our guys played hard. They showed a lot of resolve tonight and played against a couple of very talented inside guys, as we talked about earlier in the week. I think I told you guys on Monday I'm a big Trey Mitchell fan. You saw one on Thursday, and I'm a big Alex Hicks guy, and I thought he played super. We know what Bernardo can do, but it's a hard matchup for our guys, and we battled them, and were able to come out on top. A couple of things that stood out to me was the fact that we did a really good job with clock management. You know, we called timeout the last possession of the first half, and we got a great inside outlook with Keenan, and PJ got the three, which really helped us going into halftime. And at the end of the game, we executed a play that uses a Florida screen, and Marcus has the ability to get to the basket or to feed it, whatever. And he made a great finish and got it in the basket. So wasn't pleased with Marcus's play in the first half, but second half I thought he manned up and played fantastic. And we fought him defensively. Another thing that stood out, we had the lead, and I felt like we were close to pushing away. And they hit some big shots, and then we wound up playing zone. And I did that on purpose just because I wanted someone else to shoot it. And I think it helped us, even though Johnson hit 3 threes. Bernardo and Hicks weren't shooting the ball every possession, and that wound up playing into our advantage, I think. But battled on the glass. Justin Miller made a couple big plays for us, and we made the free throws late, something we didn't do the other night. But good college basketball game. 11 to 22 from three. It's kind of like the other night. I said I would take 44%. I certainly would take 50. We just are normal. We shoot them every day, and we talked about thinking that we were 20 for 28 of the night, but we missed 5 in the last minute or so. So I saw today before the game in the coach's locker room, one of the guys were warming up, that Clemson had the same player miss 4 in the last 30 seconds, and then North Carolina State hit a 3 at the buzzer. So it happens,
Last week, you said, well, not last week, earlier you said South Alabama wouldn't be the last team that you guys have to play tough and finish. And today, Troy gave you guys a good run. What are some of the things that cleaned up that impressed you tonight with the team?
Well, we stuck together. We played hard. Felt like we got off to a fairly good start. And Troy's got a really good team, so we knew they were going to come in. They could have won the game in Monroe easily. I watched that last night. They certainly could have won that basketball game. And they're talented. Their guards got in foul trouble tonight. Marcus got both those guys in foul trouble, and that benefited us. But they've got a good team, and they're going to play hard. And the nice thing is with both these teams, we only play them one time. And there are, I think, 7 teams are within 1 game of first right now. So this is a typical Sun Belt Conference game, and if we wind up tied, then we'll have the upper seed with those guys.
What do you think changed in the last 4-18 when you found you guys dunk on?
Well, Keenan I think that's when he got a putback dunk that we missed, and he finally got one in, and thought he fought hard too. Wasn't his best night. He was nervous just for presenting the basketball to him before the game, and then Bernardo made him a little bit more nervous, I think. I don't know. What was the question again? I'm sitting there thinking about the. Well, in the 4-18, well, that dunk got us going, certainly, Dave. He punched that one in and gave us some momentum. The crowd got into it. The crowd was fantastic. They were so good. The band was great. Student section was good, and we heard them tonight. We heard them the other night, but we heard them tonight. And it was a wild finish and exciting game.
Considering what Hicks and Bernardo are inside, how much did it help Keenan to step out and take the 2 threes, get himself going early in the second half?
It was good, and he made the one in the corner that we thought he got fouled, kind of an off-balance one. But he was 4 for 4. Bernardo shoots it well, but Keenan shoots it just as good. And we tried to run a couple of plays for him that the guys didn't execute properly. Would have got him a couple more, but those were big. And I think that kind of, that was what the way he scored, Tim, was on offensive rebounds, and then he hit threes. At halftime, that's how he scored. And we tried to post him a little bit, but that's not really his game. Bernardo and Hicks are better at that, so we try to get him in screen and rolls and get him out on the floor in space. and it worked for us.
What did they do against Gannon in the first half, or was it him just being kind of nervous or a little off?
Well, just missed a couple that were contesting. They were going at it. Bernardo was talking a little bit as well, but they were backing it up and just physical. I thought that one possession late in the game, I can't remember, a minute or so to go, and tip, I thought they were on our back. I thought there were a couple of really physical plays right there. But, you know, the refs let us play down the stretch, and it's probably what it should be.
Whatever it was, like Dave was saying 4 minutes ago, I thought you had played pretty well, and all of a sudden you're down 5, but y'all, to answer that, I mean, y'all seem like y'all did a good job of keeping your composure and
yeah. Well, you know that a lot of games are going to come down to the last couple of possessions, and when we needed stops, we got them. You know, I thought we had a couple of really good defensive possessions, and then we made some free throws. I thought Justin got a good call for us finally on his layup when he got fouled. He made those 2 free throws. That was a big one. But we tell the guys, I told them today, Kevin, that we expect to win when we take the floor. Now, we have to play well to back that up, but we don't come in, looking to play well or hope to win. We expect to win, and so we know that the game's right there, and the balance. And we just have, if it's a tie game or you're down 2 possessions, you just have to win the last 5 minutes. And the guys did a great job of that.
Davis seemed to be a big spark plug for you in the first half. Can you talk about his overall game tonight?
Who's that?
Davis?
Jarikas did a good job. We wanted him to guard Bernardo, and we also want him to drive him, and he settled for some jump shots. We tried to go at him a little bit and get him in foul trouble because he's not the best defender, and he wants to stay in the game and score. That's his M.O. But Jarikas was big. He had a couple of shots early, wound up with 14. We had the same balance tonight that we've had in the last couple of games with him with 14 and 13 for PJ, and Marcus and Key both get 21. We get 7 from Justin, 6 from Cedric. So all those guys are averaging right at 10 points per game, and I'm just excited that we've made some stops down the stretch.
Do you think Marcus has been shouldering a lot of responsibility since Malik went down? His shooting percentage has been good, and then throughout the second half, perhaps that changed.
Yeah, and he's shooting a couple of jump shots that are probably ill-advised, and he knows he's going to get yelled at, but he feels like he needs to score, and he's been aggressive. And we've been on him. I think he can play better. We've talked about him before, and I expect more out of him. And I think he's the best point guard in the league. And, tonight he played like it in the second half.
He attacked the basket and then he hit the 2 free throws. So what can that do for him going forward?
Well,
Playing with that mentality?
he did the same thing at Georgia Southern those last 2 minutes and went 6 for 6 from the line and made a big layup. And the other night he missed a couple of front ends that we were just talking about. And tonight he'd missed 3 in the first half. He missed 2 in a row that were short on a 2-shot foul, but he came back and made them when he had to. So this will help him and confidence-wise. And he's excited about going back to Carolina and playing at Boone and then at Conway.
When Johnson hit those threes and kind of messed up the zone that you were talking, did y'all have to do something a little bit different on him, or just guard him a little bit?
No, we shaded him a little bit more, but we did the same. And I think the one he finally missed, I can't remember if it was PJ or Jarikas, we had a great contest on it. And it came off, and we finally corralled a couple of those defensive rebounds. So he's a good player, and that's a hard matchup. See, that's our Malik, and, we don't have a guy that size that can do those things anymore. So it makes it difficult. But I thought PJ fought defensively, Cedric fight. They're fighting, guarding bigger guys.
Considering what happened late, it really wasn't consequential, but calling the timeout to get PJ the 3-pointer right before halftime, did that give you a little boost?
Yeah, I thought going into halftime it was big. Clock management, we used it, we executed it properly, and it was an inside-out look for Jaquin. I was trying to get him the ball on the block or PJ, and it's a hard play to guard when you stretch the defense like that and you have an inside-outside option.
Coach, a minute ago, you mentioned about the crowd engagement. Talk to me about that, and I specifically saw you film up everybody and say thank you to the crowd. Talk to me about what that means for tonight.
Well, it means a lot. The cheerleaders were great. They were excited right after the game when we were singing the fight song, and the students were great, and then the band's been fantastic. And on a couple of those calls down there that I didn't really agree with, I don't think our band agreed with them either. So I like to hear that. We get that on the road, and we definitely heard the crowd the second half, and they were a big boost to us down the stretch. I mean, it's fun when it gets loud and it gets exciting. You have to have a stop, and it comes down to 1 or 2 possessions. And hopefully the people who are here will come back. And, you know, we've got, 6 more games at home, or 5 more, I should say. So we're excited about continuing to have good support here at home, because it does make a difference. They're our 6th man.
Coach, Troy was in foul trouble early in the first half, and I believe everybody had like 2 fouls, and then you guys came back in the second half and battled. But what was the defining moment that got you guys out of
Again, I'm going to go back to Jakinan's dunk. We had some timely threes, but we got a little bit of momentum right there, and momentum's a powerful thing. And again, the crowd got behind us, which helped with that momentum, and we were able to get stops. So I would probably look at that. You know, we got them in foul trouble early, but they had 3 fouls with 5 minutes to go in the second half. So we reminded the officials of those a couple times as well.